Now, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to present to you Dr. Hamdi Ulukaya.
You heard Dr. Jones, I'm doctor now. I've been waiting for this for so long. I've been making a lot of yogurt to get here. It's awesome. President Jones, Board of Trustees, faculty and staff, what's your flavor, man? I mean, the energy you guys have, it cannot be just from yogurt. Families and most amazing graduates, congratulations to you all. You know, when President Jones called me and invited me to come here, I remember like yesterday, it was a couple of months ago. I was in my office, and I had to, punch myself to make sure it was real. I thought somebody was playing game on me. Because it reminded me the days I was in this great institution. That was 15 years ago. I was here because to learn English. Now, if I'm not speaking well, it's not my fault. But I get by. I thought about a lot what to tell you, and I thought about writing and speech. But then I said, you can always go to YouTube and watch inspirational speeches. There are a lot of them there. And I said, one of the best things I can do is tell my own story. And I think a lot of you guys can relate to it. And maybe, it could give you a little bit of inspiration what this life is all about. See, I came from a small town east of Turkey. Even in Turkey, you cannot find it in the map, next to Euphrates River. And when I make my way up here, as 22 years old young man, spoke no English, had not much money, and I was confused, I was scared. I had a ton of question marks in my head. I really didn't know what the next day is going to be like. And I remember walking around the campus here in downtown. The only escape I had from my worries, going down to the field, watch the soccer team playing or getting ready. I loved the game when I grew up. And I would always think, what if I can be part of this team? Wouldn't that be awesome? But then in the evening, I would go back to the farm that I was working with a small sandwich from a steward's store, and then the next day we'll come back. I couldn't afford, or neither I have time, to stay in the college to graduate because that was my dream. To tell my mother I actually graduated from an American university. But I continue. The way that I grew up in the eastern Turkey in a farm and raising sheep and cows and working with my family, and when I came to upstate New York, it felt like a home. You know, it was the same landscape, same people. I felt home. And later on, I realized in order to get best out of yourself, you have to feel home. The nature, the people, the culture around this region really made me comfortable later on. You know, it was summarized my journey. When I started Chobani, I remember the day that I walked into that plant, and day before I got an ad on the paper. It said, fully equipped yogurt plant for sale. I throw it to my garbage can. It's a true story. And then 20 minutes later, I picked that letter. I said, I wonder what this is all about. And I called the person, and I went to visit the plant the next day. It turns out it was a craft plant. It was there for 70 to 80 years, and a small community, and this was the end of it. They were going to close it. 55 people were going to lose their job. It was the saddest day for the community. I felt like somebody died in the community. When I left, I said, this price is really cheap. I should buy this place. And I called my attorney. I said, I just saw a plant. It's an awesome price. I want to buy it. He said, now, this is the largest food company closing the factory. Here's the largest food company getting out of yogurt category. Who the hell are you to think that you could do something out of it? If there was something, they could have done it. I said, you're right. I forget about the idea, but the next day I called him again. So finally, he tried to convince me. He told me, you have another big problem. He said, you have no money. That's not a big problem. You could always figure it out. August 15, 2005, I had a key for this old factory, and I hired 5 people from that 55. I remember the days I was in the campus. I said, holy cow. What did I do again? How am I going to turn this around? My first board meeting with these 5 factory people. And we sit around this old table, and they're looking at me as if I have the magic answers to these people. And one of them, Mike, he said, so what's now? I said, we're going to go to the Ace store, and we're going to buy some white paints, and we're going to paint the walls outside. He said, those walls hasn't been painted for the last 15 years. Don't you have anything else to worry about? I said, but they don't look good. We need to do something about it. He said, do you have any other plan than painting the walls? I said, no. But my friends, one of the best things I've done in 2005, in summer of 2005, is start painting the wall. I didn't have a lot of answers, and I didn't have an idea, but that summer, we painted those walls best than ever. It's still there. But along the way, I came up with more ideas. I came up with what I am going to do. I started searching, and it reminded me this word that in Turkish, the poet that lived in Turkey, Rumi, says, if you start walking the way appears. And the word that I said, without that much wisdom, that let's start to paint, was the first very step of Chobani. I don't remember much in between. In 2007, when I launched Chobani, and from 2012, we went from 5 people to 3,000 people. We went from 0 sales to $1 billion in sales. We became #1 yogurt brand in the world, in the country. And guess what? We made it from a small town, upstate New York, when the big guys left. My friends, you're entering the world probably the same worries that I had. And when I look back, the journey I had, the difficult days that I went through, the things that I remember the most is the lonely days I had with myself. The only force I can go to, only source I can go to, get a comfort, get ideas, and get by for the days was myself. I didn't care what the others told me about me. I didn't care what they told me, how crazy I was, how weak I was, how much less English I had. Didn't matter. Because when I closed my eyes, I remember how my mother saw me. I was her son, and I was the best. So every single one of you are the best when you close your eyes, when you take everybody's judgment out. And believe me, when you trust yourself, when you are good to yourself, despite the fact, no matter what people say, you'll make wonders in the world. Now I'm in front of you, get this honor from this amazing, amazing institution. The only wish I had is I wish my mother would get to see this. And I'm sure she is out there somewhere watching. But when it comes to, when I look back, what matters the most is not how much money we make, how much yogurt we sell, how many people work. It really doesn't matter. What it matters the most, how you did it, how you made it there. And what are you going to be judged with? What's the impact you made on other human beings' life? And the impact cannot be measured with dollars and with numbers. The impact can be measured but by a single measurement, is how you make the other feel really inside. A simple smile, simple help, simple giving is the matters the most. So success is not a destination. It's a journey. And journey is made out of every day, every minute, every second, every month, every week, every year. And by the time it comes there, you're creating a song of your life. And those tunes are created every day. I look back and I say, I have a song, half Turkish, half English, but it's a good one. I'm still learning. I'm learning from everyone. I just learned today a lot. But I wake up every morning thinking that this is going to be the day that I'm going to be awesome. And I go back every night saying that I did best I could. Tomorrow is another day. My friends, you're entering the world. I'm just a farmer boy and a yogurt maker. I can tell you one thing. Life is awesome. And I can tell you one thing. You're gonna surprise yourself so much walking this life. And when you look back, you just make sure that the song that you created is really by touching other people's life in your community, in your country, in the world. And when I say the country, I am home here now, even though I was born in far away. This is an amazing country. And New York, and upstate New York especially, is an amazing place to live. So, when you step outside, just remember these two lines from this yogurt maker. When you start walking the way appears. Enjoy your journey. God bless you. God bless you all.